Hey, hello, and happy Monday, everybody. You know what I like about Mondays, besides the great people that I get to talk to and to say hello to you who are watching? You never know what's going to happen on the show, right? But it's a time for I get to talk about what's going on in the community, get to enjoy what's been happening in the community, and I got to tell you, I've been seeing some great things happen. Ever since that, I don't call it COVID, I call it someday. Someday I'm going to do this, someday I'm going to do that. And then COVID showed up and someday came along with it. But, lots of great things happening in the community, seeing the supporting, what's a new group name change from the supporting business in COVID to supporting businesses in surrounding area. So that's nice to see, and lots of support happening, just the community coming together to help each other out. And I'm seeing even more and more of that. Of course, we're coming into that time of year, the holiday season, Christmas, however you call it, however you celebrate it. I think it all means the same thing at the end of the day. It's about helping each other out and supporting each other. And these definitely, I don't want to say the word unprecedented, although I just said it. These very unique historical times. How about that? Is that better? We go over to the comments and we say, hello, happy Monday to my friend, Danny Cachamilio. Danny, looking forward to getting together with you soon, buddy. And, Jesse, he's there. Yes, I'm working. And gas price is 87.6. I get messages from Jesse almost every day telling me the gas prices. He's over at Petro-Canada at Murphy and Finch, there, Lambton Mall Road. Is it Finch or Lambton Mall Road at that point? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Just across from J&J Body Shop. 87.6. Wow. I never thought I would say this. That's very inexpensive gas. I remember much lower back in my day, but that's a while ago. Good afternoon to my friend Barry, who's out there as well. I really appreciate it when you guys take the time to say hello. If there's others out there who are watching, don't just lurk. Say hello. We want to know where you're watching from, because we do get viewers from all over the world. Our friends in the United Kingdom and South Africa and Australia broadcast us as well. So we're very grateful for that. And I always like to go, Jesse's out there. Jake, our friend Jake Borey from the Sarnia Sting, he's giving us a thumbs up out there. Appreciate the thumbs up. If you're too shy to say hello in the comments, give us a thumbs up. Give us a love. Likes are good, but I love the loves, right? Speaking of my friend Jake from the Sarnia Sting, they did talk about how things are going to be happening starting February 4th. That's what they're saying right now. But, of course, things have changed in the last, I don't know if this recent change, as of today, we are in yellow protected mode. And, I'd heard that was coming, actually. And then when it became official, I was like, I can't wait to go on Facebook and read all about it. I'm honestly not surprised. I'm really not surprised. I don't like to say that, but I'm not surprised. I think there's a lot of things that people still need to crack down. And I'm for the mask. I get that you might not be, but it really doesn't take much to wear it. And social distance, follow the guidelines. I've heard people say, if I have some people over to my house and there's 12 or 13 there, that's not a big deal. It's the same as a speed limit, I think, or similar. Does this make sense? Tell me if you agree or disagree. The speed limit is 50 kilometers an hour for a reason. Now, when I drive in a 50 kilometer zone, I'm not going to lie, I do 60. Am I breaking the law? Technically. Why does it have to be 50? Why can't it be 60? And then we would do, there's a line drawn for a reason, and the line has to be drawn somewhere. Could it be 60 instead of 50? Maybe. School zones, a lot of times down the street from me here, it's 40 kilometers now. Could it be 30? Could it be 50? You see what I'm saying? A line's got to be drawn somewhere. I know I'm giving my opinion. Should I not be giving my opinion? It's my show. I just think that there has to be a line drawn somewhere. And we can cross that line. And if we cross that line, you pay the consequences should you get caught. If I'm doing 51 in a 50, I'm technically speeding. I've never heard of anybody getting a ticket for that, but I'm just saying, we've got to draw the line somewhere, and it's our responsibility as members of our community to follow the guidelines, follow the speed limit. And if you don't, you pay the consequences. And I'm not just talking about the individual consequences. Here we are back into yellow. And you just got to ask yourself, have I contributed to this, and how have I contributed to this? Have I contributed to, am I following the guidelines? I think the guidelines are set for a reason. Could we debate all day about they don't know what they're talking about, or they're still trying to figure it out? Sure, we could. But I think we're headed in the right direction if we follow the guidelines. Was that just a rant? I think that was just a rant. Anyway, happy Monday, everybody. Follow the guidelines. Hope you're staying safe out there. And as always, I like to promote lambtonpublichealth.ca. That's where you get all your accurate information for what is happening, why it's happening, and the numbers, etc. And I always like to say the city of Sarnia has done a great job of dedicating a page on their website to what's happening in COVID-19, what's open, etc. And of course, social distancing at the end of the day is a must. So let's do all of that. All right, let's go to some more positive things out there. Playing for Charity had their live stream, their 24-hour live stream this past Friday, 24 hours from 2 till 2 the next day. And wow, a record-breaking year. I believe Max Major said it's their 6th year, and they raised just over $5,000. $5,045 they raised to support St. Clair Child and Youth Services. I was popping in and out watching the live stream throughout the weekend. I wasn't there all 24 with them. I did get invited, though, as some others did. They were playing this game. Have you played the game Among Us? This game's been out for like 3 years, but it's really become popular since COVID, right? And I had a lot of fun. So we got to play online with Max and everybody else that was there, raising the money, over $5,000. Congratulations to playingforcharity.com. That's fantastic. They were, of course, a little nervous because of COVID. They're normally locked inside the Lambton Mall. And they made it clear, too, that Lambton Mall did invite them to come back. But they, for personal reasons, they wanted to make sure everybody was safe, etc. So they decided to do it in Daryl's basement. They did all get COVID-19 tested, but they still put in there and followed their guidelines as well. So congratulations again to them for that. Back to the comments for a moment. Barry says, we all need to participate. I'm having trouble today. Participate in keeping our community safe. Yes, I agree. Ranting's okay? All right. Thanks, Jesse. I'm glad you approved that. So congratulations once again to our friends. Playingforcharity.com. I'm sure they'll be back to do it next year and hopefully raise even more, 6,000. I thought it was just incredible that this strictly online donating, you couldn't see them in the mall, and this was their best year to date. Another example of this community coming together. All right. Snapshot Photo Booths is in the Lambton Mall, and the Lambton Mall is having something called Uptown Market. Some local independent businesses were selected through a contest to be able to participate in the Uptown Market. Snapshots Photo Booths is one of those that was there. And last week, of course, I sponsored a free photo day for everybody who wanted to take advantage of that. And we had some fun out there. There's Jennifer and myself. There's my kids joining us. And my new family, my new extended family, the 999th Legion for Child's Rights. You'll be hearing more about that. They stopped by as well. And we had a whole day of free photos. Today and tomorrow, free photos again, absolutely free, all the way till 9:30 tonight. And tomorrow, so if you're watching this live, Monday and Tuesday, go down to the Lambton Mall, to the Uptown Market, right by HomeSense. Tell them David sent you. David said I had to come here and get my photo, so they knew I was talking about him here. They're Chad and Dana, two great local people who give back into the community as well. And this is another way they're doing it. They're giving away holiday photos today and tomorrow, absolutely free. So go down there. Dave Brown's going to go down there and just show them that you're grateful for them for doing this. And look at the great photos that come out of that. They've also got, from Wednesday to Sunday, they've got the North Pole Experience, which is a virtual Santa Claus that walks right in and talks to you, and then you get your picture taken with Santa. Kind of the new Santa for this year, right? And Snapshot Photo Booth has created a real professional layout. I was there last week doing a live broadcast. I'll be back doing some more for them as well. But don't wait. Get down there tonight or tomorrow, and be sure to tell them thank you from them for supporting our community and giving back. And then go back and support them with the North Pole experience. Dana and Chad, thank you so much for doing all of that. All right, got to get my things in order here because I'm self-producing again. There we go. Okay. Pasta with a Purpose is supporting the Sarnia-Lambton Children's Aid Society, and that's going to happen next Monday on December the 7th. And for every meal that is purchased, $4 is going to go directly to the Children's Aid Society, and that's via Cosmos Family Restaurant. Number on the screen, 344-5225. We'll promote all of this and post all of this after the show as well, so that you're familiar with that. Once again, Pasta with a Purpose, supporting Sarnia-Lambton Children's Aid Society. All right, well, he's one of my favorite guests. I shouldn't say that because then my other guests might get jealous, but he is one of my favorites because he's always here online even before I start the show, so he knows that my heart doesn't worry about whether he's going to show up or not. My friend Dave Brown, how you doing, buddy?
Wonderful, thanks, David. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm having a little trouble talking today. I don't know what it is, so I'm glad you're here to take over.
Absolutely, and and I read your sad news on Saturday. I think it was on Facebook about having to put your bike away for the next 6 or 7 months. That must have been heartbreaking.
It really it's been Jason and I have really been struggling. some of my cycle riders, my motorcycle rider friends, if that's what you call it, they were saying, "Oh no, I don't put mine away. I wait till a nice sunny day comes out and they go for a ride." But I didn't. Yeah, that's not me. But it's a bit.
It must be awfully cold. I mean, even to walk around with t-shirt on, then to go on a bike, it must be awfully cold.
Well, Jason and I went out yesterday before we filled up the fuel tanks and put the stabilizer stuff in it, and we just went down from here down Indian Road to the gas station, and we were like, yeah, okay, glad we're not going too far today, right? It was nice to get one more ride in, but it was sad at the end. But we get it. Yeah. Sure. How you been since the last we talked? Is the holiday season helping out United Way?
It is a little bit. We're getting closer to that holiday season and also closer to the end of the year when a lot of donors, not only for the United Way, but donors of other charitable groups, like to wait until the end of the year before they make their charitable donations known for tax reasons and whatnot. So yeah, a combination of that and people, cold out, people are realizing that there's people less fortunate than themselves. And, you talked earlier in the show today about what a great community this is. And, there's nobody's going to agree with you more than me about that. And now that the weather's getting colder, we're starting to see more donations coming in, more people talking about the needs of charities in our community.
Does you talk about the cold weather? Does the cold weather in this time of year heighten the need of the services that United Way supports?
I think so. There's a lot of services that we provide that help reduce fears of homelessness, and certainly as the weather gets colder, costs go up. Hydro rates go up, and of course heating fuels and whatnot. And you can't help but feel sorry for those people who are homeless or have fears of homeless and their families. So I think people do realize that the time to give, the time to support community groups is now.
And how's things going for the campaign? Are we on track, or are we getting there? Where are we at?
Well, we're continuing to be behind last year's pace. I think that last time we talked, we were about 200,000 behind, and we're in that neighborhood still. I'm pleased to say that we are within thousands of being halfway. We're right now at 49.7% of our $1.9 million needs target. So that works out to $947,000. We're hopeful that tomorrow's Giving Tuesday. And we know already social media is full of that. And I know you're a big proponent of Giving Tuesday. We're hoping by the end of the day tomorrow we'll be at north of 50%. And then our next target is that $1 million. Once we get to $1 million, there's something psychological about that $1 million mark that, we're on the downward hike after that. And we're 12 weeks of a 15-week campaign, so we're running out of time, and we've got a lot of work to do in the next three and a half weeks.
So you mean when we hit the $1 million mark, things tend to slow down?
No. I mean, it's just
up?
it's a big hurdle. It's a big hurdle to get over.
Oh yeah.
And then once we get over that, then we start getting some of our larger employee campaigns. I mean, Nova's yet to report, our Lancashire is yet to report,
right?
Suncor. Once we get over, and then we seem to psychologically, we're in a better frame of mind once you get past that $1 million mark.
Yeah, well, I guess whatever works to get people motivated to support the United Way, and again, you mentioned the large corporations that I know step in every year and have for years. Are they holding up as much as they do in the past, or have there been cutbacks there?
There's been some cutback, but I mean, certainly, we're blessed to have the large companies that provide not only corporate donations, but the ability for employees to run employee campaigns. So, a big part of the corporate donation, of course, is the employees who give not only through payroll deduction or by credit card, but hold a variety of events while they're at the workplace. And of course, the annuitants. Right now, we've got over $225,000 that we've raised from annuitants, from direct mail. And of course, a lot of the companies continue to match dollar for dollar for both employees and annuitants. So that's continuing to grow. So, we're seeing some challenges that industry has because of low oil prices and COVID challenges and whatnot. But, the level of support and commitment is certainly there.
Well, that's good news, and every little bit helps. I know that's kind of a cliche saying, but every little bit and a whole lot helps, and combined together. And again, we could do a whole show just on the greatness of this community and their support. What
Right.
You had was it a lasagna deal you had, or
We did.
a lasagna deal meal?
We did. We partnered with the Dante Club, which is another not-for-profit organization and great in the community. We were sponsored by Libro Credit Union and the Lambton Cattlemen's Association, and we provided frozen lasagnas, two different sizes, family size and a smaller size, but also shepherd's pie. Again,
I missed
the two sizes. And the nice thing about that is there was zero waste, and they were frozen, so they were easy to pass curbside from the freezers at the Dante Club into people's cars. I know a lot of people have already had them. They didn't wait till Christmas. Some are waiting for Christmas. We raised, because of those contributions, and there was a number of other grocery stores and Earth Fresh Farms and Grand Bend donated supplies. I think there was 6 or 7 grocery stores, not just in Sarnia, but in Corunna and Brights Grove and whatnot. We raised over $6,000 from that one event. So we were thrilled with the reaction to that, and all the meals most of the meals were picked up within a 2-hour period at the Dante Club. So it went really smoothly. Everybody was socially distanced. We wore masks where we had to. And as I said, we're $6,000 closer.
Another great example of things coming together, and $6,000 worth of lasagna or shepherd's pie. Right. Which was, any idea which one was more popular?
They were split all across, but I think I heard lots of really good things about the lasagna. I mean, I personally had the shepherd's pie, and it was excellent, as you can imagine. But people seem to really like the lasagna. Now, whether it's because they're Dante Club and they're a well-known Italian club, known for their pasta and their Italian food, going into it, people knew the lasagna was going to be good, and they weren't disappointed.
Fantastic. I'm sorry I missed it because I had my eye on the shepherd's pie. I'm a shepherd's pie guy, and lasagna. It wouldn't have been a bad choice either way. The only worst part would have been how it affected my belly.
Well, I see what I did is I bought one of each, so I didn't have to decide. I try not to have to make decisions, so I bought one of each.
You got a couple meals that's sitting in the fridge there. What's of course, the holiday season coming up, like we said, that people getting in more giving, and tomorrow, Tuesday being Giving Tuesday, that's hopefully going to have an effect. But what other kind of things are coming up? Is there anything else coming up as far as fundraisers go during the next 30 days to help you reach that needs target?
We're still wrapping up some of the large industrial campaigns, but there's also a number of campaigns that are just about to kick off as well. So we're making sure that they've got all the tools they need to be as successful as possible over the next 3 or 4 weeks. They've had to delay their kickoffs for a variety of reasons, and that's pretty typical right now. I've seen a lot of United Ways across Canada are behind last year's pace and are yet to kick off a number of campaigns. So we're kind of in line with the rest of the country that way. So we're providing as much service as we can for them. We've also got more letters that are going out. Direct mail is still a very big piece of fundraising in our community.
Really?
We just sent out a follow-up letter to those people who've donated in past years, but not yet this year. So that will certainly provide an influx of donations over the next few weeks as well. A lot of our public events are done. It's really just wrapping up those employee campaigns and getting as much through the mail as we can. One thing that's interesting, David, your viewers would be interested to know, we've had a huge uptick this year in online donations beyond what we had last year and the year before.
Yeah.
In fact, a significant increase in donations online this year from past years. So, that might be a good indicator going forward for future campaigns, whereby we're getting more donors, more dollars through online at less cost. In other words, we're sending out less mail, we're getting less brochures printed. So, that could help us going forward on both categories there.
Well, and I guess that's kind of part of the point of it all, and it kind of lead me into my next. We always talk about the money, right?
Right.
You're no different than a business. The bottom line is the bottom line, as long as you're having the same impact. So
Right.
if you can lower those costs to have the same impact, that's fantastic. And I've often said, through the pandemic showed up and people started to see the value more of online services, right? Because we were forced to. So
Right.
it's good to see that, because I think there's a bit of a trust factor that goes along with putting my credit card online, and some of us still aren't quite there yet. Would you say that's a part of it?
Absolutely. People are feeling more and more comfortable doing their banking online and doing shopping online. Although I know, Dave, you're a big believer in shopping local, as am I. But people, even locally, are doing some online purchasing and whatnot. So we're seeing that.
Yeah.
We're also seeing it from the agency perspective in terms of service delivery. We're finding now that people don't necessarily have to have a counselor face to face. They could do it over Zoom. And I know through our ECSF funding, thanks to the federal government, thanks to a number of local donors, we've been in a position to purchase to provide funding for some of our agencies to provide equipment so that they can do some online counseling and online services and online first aid training and all that kind of thing. So that's really the third part of technology where we're seeing much more so now than we have in the past. And I think you're right. I think going forward, it's going to play a bigger role, particularly in rural Lambton, where maybe the family only has one vehicle. Maybe an individual who needs services can't get to Sarnia or to the town centers to get the counseling or the support that they need, can now do it online. And so they're getting the service they need at a timely fashion, saving charities money. It's interesting how things are going to change. And we've talked about this back in March, how things are going to change, not always for the bad, but, possibly for the good.
It's forced us to be extra creative, I think. I've said it more than once. Sometimes we get a little comfortable in our chair, things are rolling, and we were kind of forced, to go, wow, we got to come up with some new stuff here to keep us going. And I've seen it in many organizations, but United Way playing along with that as well. Just before I let you go, I want to I saw we put a media release out the other day about the Community Support Fund again, and there was some more money that came out there.
Absolutely. We had round 2 of the ECSF, the Emergency Community Support Fund, through our partners with the federal government, and we're thrilled that the federal government has the confidence in the United Way volunteer structure throughout Canada to best use funds. And now locally, we had just over $107,000 available, which we are able to allocate out to 12 different local organizations. About half of them are already funded by the United Way, another half are not. Just in a very creative way, providing not only services, but things like winter hats and winter gloves and that kind of thing for those people who are in need. Some home maintenance through Habitat for Humanity. for people to stay in their own homes and provide some of that maintenance so that their homes remain in livable shape and whatnot. So, yeah, 12 different organizations, everything from housing to youth supports and everything else. So we're grateful we're able to do that. We're grateful for the show for putting that news release on social media and whatnot. It will be all the 12 more agencies will be on our website in the next day or two. And so I invite all of your viewers to visit the website and to see what we're doing in our community and how our community benefits because of the United Way.
Well, I appreciate you sending those media releases. Whenever I see one from Rebecca or yourself, I get excited, like, oh, I wonder what's happening now, because it's always good, positive news. And, it's great to see that you've been able to keep things alive, if you will, during all these hard times. I appreciate you stopping by. As always, I'd like to give you one final chance. Any final thoughts?
Just if any of your viewers would like to donate and they haven't yet, you can log on to our website. The URL is at the bottom of the screen, www.theunitedway.o.ca, or give our office a call to make our donation over the phone at 519-336-5452. And David, it's always a pleasure to join you on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope we can maybe connect for coffee in person for before we get to that December 25th day.
That sounds great.
Right on. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Dave Brown, once again, monthly update from The United Way, or as he likes to say, theunitedway.on.ca, if you want to find out more about what they're doing in the community. There's a reason we have him back here every month. There's constant updates happening there with the United Way, and it's important to understand what they're doing in the community. It's not just about the United Way. In fact, it's not about the United Way at all. It's about the supporting the services that they support in our community, and to continue to create that awareness. And we didn't mention it this time, but we usually do. All the money that donates to the United Way stays here at Sarnia-Lambton United Way. So your money, dollars, hard work right here in our community of Sarnia-Lambton. Thanks again, Dave. Always a pleasure to have you here. All right. Who likes free? And who likes to win stuff, especially this time of year when you got to get out there and do some shopping? Our friend Mark Perrin from Tourism Sarnia-Lambton.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm hearing myself, though. Do you have me open somewhere else?
I don't believe so.
I got that echo. It's okay, we're live.
All right. Well, I think don't see it open anywhere else, so it should be
okay. Maybe turn your volume down.
Okay, let's try that. How's that? Any better?
1, 2. That's better.
All right.
Welcome, and appreciate you coming on here last minute to talk to us, but it really couldn't have been better timing for what we're going to talk about here today. But before we get to that, kind of fill everybody in, and how's been tourism and Ontario's Blue Coast through all of this, I call it someday pandemic?
Yeah, you know what? We've been very busy just with what programs we can come up with to help all of our partners. So it's back, I guess it would be about July, August, that time, we created the Discover Sarnia-Lambton program. We worked with our voucher program, as most know it. So we started with just about 150 businesses. That quickly grew to 275, and I think we're even a few more than that right now that have taken part of this. So with that, actually today's the final day. We've been visiting a business a day since August the 15th, and going to that business and rewarding customers going to that business or that attraction for Lambton County with $10 vouchers. And also staying at hotels. The hotel partners, they still have $25 vouchers, and they'll be running that till the end of the year, where each night you stay, you get rewarded from Tourism Sarnia-Lambton. So that program's been going fantastic. Lots of, I think already we're up to almost a couple hundred invoices that we've got from business who have redeemed their vouchers back to us. So cutting out checks frequently to keep supporting local and our local tourism operators.
Well, and I'm sure that all those businesses and operators appreciated the efforts of not just you, but your team that you have there at Tourism Sarnia-Lambton. Has it been, would you call it a challenge since all of this started?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from an organizational standpoint, we really, we're used to marketing outside Lambton County. So normally I would say, high 90% of our marketing efforts and promotions are all geared at, hey, come from, whether it's over in Ontario or come from the US or, other provinces, come visit and see what Sarnia-Lambton and Ontario's Blue Coast has to offer. So we've done a kind of full 180 in that direction. We're now hyper local is the new tourism term for 2020, where we're trying to get, our neighboring communities, just have them come and visit. And we're not going to the Torontos and GTA areas, obviously the hot zones. Instead, we're looking at a map constantly and saying, okay, if we have something there, we're going to pull it. We're going to, go somewhere else. We want it to be as safe as possible, but we still, really to create that economic impact for everyone to benefit from, we still need to get people visiting and spending money and growing Sarnia-Lambton.
Yeah, for sure. And with all of that being said, we keep saying Sarnia-Lambton, even though you're located here in Sarnia. You really put the efforts into the whole county that you represent. And I guess it's kind of leading into what we're going to talk about here, winning your holiday shopping. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so tomorrow kicks off the start of our new campaign we're really excited about. So the voucher program will keep going, but now we have a new one where people can win their holiday shopping. So what they do is submit their receipts, put their name and number on a receipt, and yes, it can be a copy of a receipt because we know some people like to hold on to them. So copy your receipts and then drop them off into a ballot box. We have one at Tourism Sarnia-Lambton in Point Edward. We have one at Lambton Mall at Guest Services. We have one at the Town of Petrolia, their municipal office, as well as the Shores Recreational Center in Forest. So there's 4 places where you can submit your receipts, and every day we're doing the 25 days of Christmas. Every day from December 1st all the way to the 25th, we're going to pull a winner, and we will pay up to $200 of that receipt to have contestants win their holiday shopping this year.
Wow. So with that being said, does my receipt go back into the box? Could I potentially win every single day?
Yeah, so it actually does. So what we do have at the very end on it's going to be Boxing Day, we're going to pull our grand prize, which is we haven't counted them all up yet, but the grand prize is basically gift cards for most of our participating businesses. So looking at probably around a $2,000 grand prize of getting gift cards from many of our businesses here in Sarnia-Lambton. And obviously the whole idea is to support local and shop local, and with that, we want people to be encouraged to do so. And if they can win their holiday shopping, that's what we can do for our part.
Well, and what a creative way to, I guess, obviously there's going to be some online shopping with the big boys, but this really is a creative way to encourage, especially in these times right now, to get out and shop local. And I'm sure the local merchants are really appreciating what you're doing with this as well. Has it been good feedback?
It is. So far, I mean, we ran it by a lot of our industry stakeholders, and they love it. They love the idea. Our board loved the idea. And we've opened it up a little more. So on the radio, you'll also hear not only shopping for retail, but we've said accommodations as well. So if someone comes and stays the night, submit that bill, and maybe you'll win your night here. If you go out and eat, submit that bill. You might win just what you have to eat. So it has stay, play, eat, and shop. So it has all the components in it, and we want to see those receipts, and we want to pull the winners, and we want to make sure everyone's rewarded for shopping in Sarnia-Lambton. And we're campaigning this to the neighboring regions, so people, Wallaceburg, Strathroy, Exeter, come on down. We're you guys are still in the protect zones that we are in, and it's hyper local tourism, and come shop here instead of maybe going to that London place.
Right, for sure. It's got to be exciting at the same time. I say you got to be creative, but it's got to be exciting to see this kind of thing happening and the participation from people. But obviously we're here promoting it today. But what other kind of things do you do to promote this? Because this is only going to work if the community is aware of it.
Yeah, so actually, we're excited to partner together with you to have you go on Facebook Live here soon and get the word out. We're going to be heavy on social media, and then also between the local radio stations, newspapers, we're really pushing it out that way on those platforms, and kind of combined by those three mainstream media markets is a great way. So we've looked at TV. TV kind of is a little much, so we've scaled back a little bit from there, but it's really well. Our following with the Discover Sarnia-Lambton voucher program, it grew significantly. We did a big billboard campaign with that. We did 20 billboards across southwestern Ontario, and it's just what we can continue to do. And we actually have last week we announced it was a really cool spin-off. What we said is we have 275 businesses. How can we support them and keep things going? The voucher program, it worked great. It created business. But now what we did, we created a gift card. So if anyone can't find what to buy that special someone, we have gift cards here that can be used at over 275 local businesses in Sarnia-Lambton. So it's pretty groundbreaking. It's one of the largest gift cards that I certainly have ever heard of, or many people, that can be redeemed at so many locations. And there's got to be something for everyone that can find where to redeem that at.
So I can come into Tourism Sarnia-Lambton and buy that, and then I have a choice of, like, as the recipient of that, to go to 275. Am I hearing this right? Yeah,
that's exactly it. So we have a gift card. We've basically taken our vouchers and made new ones into a gift cards, and the gift card is going to be redeemed the same way. It's in $10, $25, or $50, and you give that out, and we have our full list at discoversarnialambton.com. At that website, you can see all the redemption partners. So that's hotels, that's retail stores, that's restaurants, and that's attractions as well throughout the county. So it's really exciting to be able to cover so much ground, really getting out for the whole county and having something there for everyone.
Another great, unique idea coming from your team there. I know in the past we've talked, and there's been other events that you've put on or been involved with. And you're getting phone calls, like, not just around our area, but out of province is reaching to Tourism Sarnia-Lambton and saying, what's the template for this? How can you help us? That's got to make you feel pretty good with, you and your team.
Yeah, it really does. It's been an interesting year, but from the programs we've created this year, we've really created a lot of buzz that we've received exactly that. We had some places in Alberta call us. We've also been featured for TIO, so the Tourism Industry of Ontario. And actually, our last press release with the gift card announcement, we were fortunate to have the Minister of Tourism even submit a quote just congratulating us on the success, and that this was another unique idea, and sharing it with the province and other agencies to look at and basically copy what we're doing. So it's good. I mean, part of my goal has always been, how do we be a leader in the industry, and what it takes to do that is being creative with different campaigns. And you know what, they're not all going to work, but if we can have success with the ones that we're able to, that's good. And we'll keep growing if we need to redevelop or come up with new ideas. But let's keep doing whatever we can to support local and our businesses at this time, and with that, create hyper-local tourism and have the province take our lead.
I love that, hyper-local tourism. And great to have you here again, Mark. I appreciate you again coming on last minute to talk about this. It's really been good timing. And I say we'll be out with you later this week. We'll have that out on social media. I'd like to give all my guests any final thoughts before I let you get back to your work day?
You know what? We're just we're happy. Thanks again for all the support, Dave, and everything you've been doing with the pandemic. All our Tourism Sarnia-Lambton partners for really stepping up during these times, working together, connecting with everyone, and it's great. We can come up with ideas, but it's the partners that really make it happen and put everything together. So it's been good. But let's have a great holiday season. Let's continue to shop local, support local, and really, make sure everyone's here in 2021 working together and on to bigger and better things in 2021. So thanks again, Dave. We look forward to getting the programs out there.
Very good. Thanks again, Mark. Our friend Mark Perrin from Tourism Sarnia-Lambton and Ontario's Blue Coast. He wears a lot of hats, and he's got a great team down there. And these are really fantastic, unique ideas. Like I said, the pandemic has sort of forced us to be creative, but they're making things work. The gift card ideas, the voucher ideas, and now you can win some holiday shopping. Keep an eye out on our Facebook page and Ontario's Blue Coast Facebook page for some live broadcasts that we're going to be doing coming up starting this week. We'll post those times and show you. We're going to be jumping around and having a lot of fun. And hopefully one of you who are watching here today will be one of the winners of the holiday shopping. Wow, just a fantastic idea. Go find out more about it. You don't have to listen to me. Just go to discoversarnia-lambton.com for a list of everything that's happening. And I suspect moving into the new year, they've already got some plans to keep things going, keep local going. And it's not just, the local stores. Like I said, it's the hotels, it's the restaurants and things to do here in Sarnia-Lambton. Thanks again, Mark Perrin, and we'll look forward to having you back here next time. All right, well, just before we go, a couple of mentions that I want to talk about here. We had Marilyn Gladue on here last week, and she's now got her new book, Tales of the Globetrot, is now available, and she's going to be doing a book signing. I believe she said on December the 12th. We'll have those details posted on our Facebook as well. It's also available now on Amazon. So thanks again to Marilyn Gladue for that. And of course, speaking of Amazon, my friend Domingos Fernandez got his book, My Journey with MS, A Long Road, also now available on Amazon, and very, very proud. I mention him every week for a reason. I'm super proud of him. So congratulations again, Dom. I've had a few people ask me about the Santa Claus parade this year, and I didn't really prepare anything because it just kind of confirmed that I will be live streaming the parade again this year. It's a drive-by this year. It's going to look a little bit different. You can still participate, but I will be live streaming the parade coming up this Saturday at 6 o'clock in the evening, and I'll be posting the exact details about where you can watch that and how you can watch that and how you can share it around, and including not just, it won't be just live on Facebook, it'll be on YouTube as well. So for those who are not on Facebook, you can share the link with them. So for those of you maybe watching from a nursing home or community home where maybe folks can't get out, make sure you get connected on the television in the community room and watch the live stream broadcast. And depending on the weather, we're going to have some pretty cool shots, video shots for you as well. And I'll be talking to Bob Marks from the Sarnia Kinsman, who put this on as well, a little bit later today. And so I'll have more details. So keep following along. But it's going to be hopefully, well, I think it will be a fantastic, it's certainly going to be a unique Santa Claus parade this year. But we're happy to be able to bring that to you here on behalf of myself. And I've got some supporters as well. DT Freight Express, Dan Tidball, who's going to be the title sponsor for that, as well as some other local supporters there. Okay, so enough of that. It'll be coming up this week on Saturday. And I want to say thanks to my local supporters here on Signs SWO, fantastic supporters from day one of the show, and Christine Fiji down at Active Ears Hearing Centers, where better hearing begins with you. Our friends at Hughes Intelligence Canada. Thank you, Barry and team, for supporting us. Joe's Discount Tire. I was talking to Marcus down at Joe's Discount. They are really getting busy with the snow tires coming on. So if you haven't done it yet, you need to get down to Joe's Tires to take care of that. Our good dear friends at Oswald's, and you can you can visit them online at oswalds.com for their delicious menu. It's been a couple of weeks since I've had it, but oh, it's delicious every time. And of course, our friend Jake down at Philly Cheese Jakes. Visit him online at phillycheesejakes.com. And of course, thanks to all of you. Every week, you give me a reason to be here, and I really do appreciate it. 7-3 to you, Carl. I really appreciate that. It's all the time I got for you this week. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I will see you next time right here on the show. Bye for now.